So you decided to move to Hawaii. Congratulations! But what are some of the pros and cons of living here? Well, I've got my top 5 pros and cons of living here on Oahu, Hawaii, coming up next.
Happy Island Homes, providing what you need. Ooh, all the information from the mountaintops to the majestic seas of Hawaii. Here would be the beat.
Hey guys, Yvette Gomez here with Abby Island Homes Realty here on Oahu, Hawaii. So we have a lot of people who are asking different questions about how it is living here on this island, and we have a lot of answers for you. So if you like what you hear, hit that subscribe button so every time we have a new video, you guys are alerted and you're in the know. So first things first, I have so many people who are thinking of moving to Hawaii, and they always ask me the same questions. What are some pros? What are some cons of living here in Hawaii? So these are my top 5 pros and cons of living here on this beautiful island. So con number 5. The first con for me is it's so far away from all the other states. Oh, if you're thinking of going snowboarding, you think you want to go in the winter to Lake Tahoe, that is not just a drive away, that is a long flight away over an ocean, so really that would be a con for me, especially because I hate flying. I'm terrified of flying. If I can avoid it, I avoid flying at all costs. A lot of my family lives in Florida, so I have to fly from here all the way to Florida. I've done it twice. It's not my favorite thing to do. I cannot wait to get off that flight. But yeah, that's definitely a con for me. Pro number 5 for me would be all the neighboring islands. You don't have states to go to, but you do have the neighboring islands, and I have been to every single one except for the island of Molokai. Have not been there yet, but I will say I love every single island. There has not been one island I've been to that I've been like, Mom, I've seen this. Every island has something different to offer, whether it's a hike, restaurants, beaches. Black Sand Beach, have you seen one of those? I hadn't until I went to the Big Island. I mean, they have just different things that you are gonna love, and that is only a short flight, 25 minutes. That's usually with takeoff and landing, so can't really complain here. Okay, my con number 4 definitely is the cost of living here on Oahu, Hawaii. Oh my goodness, have you seen the prices? Like houses, homes here, the median price right now is about $900,000 and up. So for that price, let me tell you what you're getting. You are getting a home that's about 14 to maybe 2,000 square feet. You are getting a small backyard. You're getting probably like a small front yard, if that. You're not getting those big property lands like you might see in Texas. That's where I'm from. I'm from Texas. I'm used to that. So when I came to Hawaii, I was like, what? I'm paying over $500,000 for a smaller lot. But it is what it is. Hawaii is an island. We don't have a lot of land here. We have houses that are built really close together. But I will tell you, my number 4 pro is the resale value of when you buy a home. Hawaii is always on the up and up. You are never gonna buy a house and be like, oh my gosh, am I gonna lose money on it? You're not. I mean, honestly, I can't say that, but you're not. Everyone I know who has bought a house, even if they bought a house and only lived in it for 2 years or 3 years, they have made a good amount of money. They leave and they're like, whoa, I can't believe it, I make this much money. So you when you resell your house here, you're gonna make some money on it. Also, the property taxes. Property taxes here are one of the lowest, so you really cannot beat that. Good news for you guys if you guys are buying a house here. So that brings me to my number 3 con. My number 3 con of living here in Hawaii is the food and drink industry. Sorry, Hawaii. I don't know what's going on, but I thought I'm coming to an island and there's gonna be some delicious seafood there for me to eat every day, all sorts and all varieties. Not the case. Actually, there's hardly anywhere you can go that offers really good seafood here. And if you are gonna get some really good seafood, you're gonna be paying top dollar for it. And it's just very small portions. So usually for me, seafood means a date night because usually, you know, I'm eating lighter. I'm not eating my heart out. So yeah, that's one thing. Also, I grew up where there's delicious Mexican food. That is my favorite food. My mom makes the best Mexican food. Shout out to my mom. But she makes the best Mexican food. So that's what I grew up on. And here in Hawaii, you cannot find, all of it's really Tex-Mex. There's maybe 1 or 2 places that come close, but just not close enough for me. Also, you guys, here in Hawaii, you're gonna have tons of rice. If you love rice, this is the perfect place for you. But for me, it's just overload. It's too much rice. I can't deal with it. So definitely not the best for me when it comes to food. Sorry, Hawaii. I know I love you in other places, but the food industry and drink industry. Also, there was this one beer in Florida that we used to get called Yingling. I used to love that beer. Cannot get it here unless I have somebody ship it to me, and shipping costs an arm and a leg here. So I haven't had it in a while. But yeah, definitely the food and drink industry, thumbs down here for those. My pro though is, my number 3 pro is the food and drink industry here. One of the reasons is because I've had so many different things here that I've never eaten in my life. I never would have guessed in a million years that I would come to Hawaii and want to eat something called a spam musubi. If you guys don't know what a spam musubi is, it's spam, some rice rolled up in a little seaweed, and it's delicious. It's one of my go-tos now. I never would have thought it'd be possible, but yeah, we go on the beach. I make spam musubi for my family. We go camping, I make spam musubi. It's one of our favorites to eat. I even went on Amazon, bought one of those little spam makers, and I'm all about it. Also, some of the best desserts. And I'm not gonna steer you wrong because this girl loves her desserts. So one of my top dessert here that I never had anywhere else is called sweet potato hapia pie. If you don't know what that is, it has a macadamia nut crust. It has a purple sweet potato, and it has this like coconut filling on top. That's the hapia. A little bit of whipped cream. Oh my goodness, every birthday, that is what I ask for. It's so delicious. Also, poi mochi donuts. I don't really care for donuts, regular donuts that is, don't care for them, but these just melt in your mouth. They're so delicious. And my recommendation is to go get them at Liliha Bakery. Some other dessert options are malasadas. They're kind of like donuts as well, but they have like a sugary outside coating. Inside it's just like fluffy, warm deliciousness. You can get them filled with different fillings like pumpkin, hapia. I mean, there is no end to what fillings they have here. They always make different ones. Guava, peach, I mean, different seasons come with different fillings. But that's enough about desserts. That's my favorite subject. So if you want to know anything else about desserts, let me know because I'm your gal. Different foods that they have here. They also have manapuas. It's like a bread filled with some meat inside. It has chicken, different kinds of meat. Oh, they're so delicious. Love those. Udon noodles, I hadn't tried them before. I don't know if you guys have, but udon noodles is one of my favorite things now to eat here. So a lot of different foods here that I had never tried before. So definitely food and drink industry is one of my top. Also, Paradise Ciders. I don't know if you guys like ciders. That's my drink of choice whenever I do choose to drink, and they have one place called Paradise Ciders here. Has this one cider called Laid Back Lilikoi, my favorite. So definitely check those out if you come here. Definitely a pro in my eyes. Number 2 con, the traffic. Oh my goodness, the traffic here is horrible. It makes me so mad. But the traffic here sometimes is just, I said sometimes. All the time is bumper to bumper. All the time, especially if you leave work after 2:30 to about 7, it is bumper to bumper. Don't expect to be moving any faster than, nothing per hour because you're not gonna go anywhere for a while. Make plans accordingly. You're gonna be late to that barbecue you said you'd be there by 5. It's not gonna happen probably. Also, there are some places they only have one lane to travel through. So if the person in front of you is super slow, you're gonna be late, or you're just gonna get a lot of road rage. Yeah, traffic here is really bad here on Hawaii. My number 2 pro is definitely the weather here. It's perfect weather all year round. You cannot complain. It's perfect for beach days any time of the year. I mean, the weather here, sometimes I wake up in the morning and I'm freezing because my husband loves to keep it super cold here in our house. I mean, it's ridiculous. So I'm freezing, I have a sweater, I have my sweats on, and then I go outside and instantly I'm like, what's going on? I thought it was cold outside. No, it's hot. It's always warm here. It's beautiful to go take a hike. It's always beautiful weather to go and take a run, go to the beach. That's definitely a pro in my eyes. Especially if you come from cold weather, you'll really appreciate the weather here in Hawaii year round. Okay, my number one con of living here in Hawaii is definitely the parking situation. Oh my goodness, my husband has a Toyota Tundra. I have a Toyota 4Runner, and our cars are big cars. So my husband has a lift on his truck and he barely fits in any parking garage. I cannot put any kind of lift in my car because if I did and I had the racks on top for my surfboard or paddleboard, I wouldn't be able to get into the garages. So one of us has to have a car that we can get into the garages with. Also, you're saying, oh, okay, well, not everywhere you have to park in a garage, right? If you choose to park on street parking, it's not really available. There's not too much street parking. So that definitely drives me nuts. Some of the best beaches here have no parking, and you are taking maybe about 20, 30 minutes just circling around praying that somebody will leave, especially if you have a big truck, because most of the spaces here are compact spaces. They're for compact cars. Even though I have a 4Runner, sometimes I make my car a compact car. I'll park in those parking spots because there's nowhere else to park. So definitely a con in my eyes. And my number one pro of living here on Oahu, Hawaii is the outdoor scenery. It's beautiful. You cannot beat it. I mean, it's like Jurassic Park over here. Anything you've ever seen that's beautiful greenery, that's Hawaii. And I love it. It puts me in a great mood every single day. I wake up, I'll go run outside, and I look and I say, I cannot believe I live here. This is like my life. I get to see this for free every single morning. And believe me, I don't take it for granted because it's just something that I never thought in a million years that I'd be waking up to every day. But you got the beaches. My goodness, the beaches here, the water, so beautiful. If you go to one side of the island, it gives you a different beach. You go to another side of the island, you can start surfing, high wave. Another side of the island is very calm for small children. I mean, there's just so many different beaches, so much fun, free activities here. And if you like hiking, like I do, I love hiking. I mean, there's so many different hikes, family-friendly hikes, dangerous hikes. I've been on some crazy hikes. I just tried it. I just said, hey, you know, I'm gonna live here. Might as well try some of these dangerous hikes. They're scary, but when you go up to the top of them, the view that you get is so rewarding. You forget all the scariness that you had to go through to get there. Recently, I just joined a paddling crew, like a canoe paddling crew. And it's one of the coolest things I've ever experienced. We go out deep into the water. I mean, I see so many different animals. I mean, sea life out there, like turtles. I get to see whales, dolphins, sharks. I've seen all of it, but it's so great. So that's definitely my number one pro about living on this beautiful island of Oahu, Hawaii. If any of you are thinking of moving to the island of Oahu, Hawaii, let me know. Write me some questions. Any question that you have about food, about where to live, about the best beaches, about where you should take your kids on hikes, I will definitely let you know because I've been here for long enough. I've hiked, I've gone to different beaches. I know a lot of different people here now, so definitely would love to answer your questions. So go ahead and just drop it in the comment section and I will get back to you. Okay, thanks you guys. Aloha.